Story, major, huge breaking news. We begin our Hannity Watch tonight on the deep state. Trump-Russia collusion has always been, and remains a myth. And the highest-ranking member of the FBI knew it. Breaking just moments ago, according to The Hill's John Solomon, who will join us in a minute, there is now evidence that the Trump campaign associates, George Papadopoulos and Carter Page, both made exculpatory statements at the very beginning, the very start of the FBI's Russia probe back in 2016. Now, according to Solomon, both men made comments to the FBI informant, Stefan Halper, making it clear they were never involved. They had no knowledge of any collusion whatsoever. Zero. Nothing. The FBI pressed forward anyway, possibly hiding that exculpatory evidence from the all-important FISA court where we know a fraud was committed. In fact, Halper's account was never presented to the court. That's FISA abuse. That's fraud before a FISA court. That's prosecutorial misconduct. That is an effort by a few high-ranking bureaucrats to undermine Donald Trump and his allies and, frankly, help steal an election. It's the biggest abuse of power corruption scandal in modern history, and it is now the house of cards is beginning to fall. Tonight, we have other major breaking news. Last week, it was Bruce Ohr. Last night, it was Lisa Page. Now we have the full transcript from Peter Strzok's testimony on the Hill. Again, courtesy Georgia Congressman Collins. Thank you. This is a huge development. For context, let's remember, Peter Strzok, virulently anti-Trump, pro-Hillary Clinton, FBI investigator. He's involved in every single role here, every integral role in both the FBI's Clinton investigation, matter, and the subsequent probe into the Trump campaign. And Strzok helped author Hillary's exoneration letter. And he was among the agents who later interviewed Hillary. He says he knew, he was in the room when they took out the words from the DOJ, oh, gross negligence, the legal standard, oh, reckless disregard. And remember, they added the new stature of intent. Lisa Page told us last night, this went right into Loretta Lynch's office. All of it. What did she know? When did she know it? What did she tell Obama? What did he know? When did he know it? And at the same time, he was texting his FBI girlfriend, Lisa Page, that Hillary would win and should win $100 million to zero. Trump supporters were smelly Walmart people, that Trump was deplorable, even vowed to stop Trump, and so much more. We are talking about hundreds of graphic anti-Trump, pro-Hillary texts. And now, according to Strzok's sworn testimony, we now know that Obama's DOJ, led by Loretta Lynch, corroborating the testimony of Lisa Page, entered into an agreement with the FBI, actually restricting the FBI access to Hillary Clinton's emails during their so-called investigation, including emails related to the Clinton Foundation. And according to Strzok, I'll quote him, my recollection is that access to those emails were based on consent that was negotiated between the Department of Justice attorneys and the counsels for Clinton. Puts a lot of light on that tarmac meeting with Bill and Loretta Lynch, doesn't it? And Strzok even commented that there was even an extensive filter team in place to work through the various consent agreements with Team Clinton. In other words, let me break it down. The FBI's investigation was controlled from the very top of Obama's Department of Justice. Let me say it again, the top. In other words, this was never a real investigation. The people involved in it are now telling us. In other words, it's now gone from, oh, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Comey, McCabe, and others, to, oh, Loretta Lynch herself, to the head of the DOJ. The outcome, they made sure, was never in doubt. Now, I wonder if Roger Stone got a consent agreement when the FBI raided his house, pre-dawn raid with, Navy frogs and amphibious vehicles and 16 vehicles and 27 men armed, in the dark of night, pre-dawn raid with CNN cameras. Meanwhile, Strzok also confirmed that the language in Clinton's exoneration letter was in fact changed, as I said, from gross negligence, which is the legal definition in the law. They changed it to extreme carelessness at the behest, again, of the DOJ and their attorneys who are working for Loretta Lynch on behalf, clearly, of Hillary Clinton. Strzok testified. My recollection is attorneys brought it up, and that these, of course, were DOJ attorneys. This is yet more damning evidence that Obama's DOJ literally rigged the investigation from the beginning so that Hillary Clinton could continue as a presidential candidate when even the #1 general counsel of the FBI argued she should be charged with the felony of the Espionage Act. They guaranteed that she can continue without facing any criminal charges. Or as Lindsey Graham put it earlier today on the Senate floor, anyone else? You, me, everybody else. We don't have dual justice under the law in this country anymore. We'd be in jail. Take a look.
How do you interview Clinton the way she was interviewed? Any American out there who did what Secretary Clinton did, you'd be in jail now. We let Mueller look at all things Trump related to collusion and otherwise. Somebody needs to look at what happened on the other side and find out if the FBI and the DOJ had two systems, one supporting the person they wanted to win and one out to get the person they wanted to lose. Some of these people have been fired for lying, and it's now time to have a special counsel look in all things 2016, not just Trump.
Well said, Senator Graham. Good for you. If America has an equal justice under the law system, equal application under our laws, a special counsel into the Clintons' crimes that were rigged will be appointed by the new attorney general immediately. And of course, while the FBI gave Hillary a free pass, Mueller's special counsel investigation into the Trump campaign, that was tainted. We now know from the get-go, from day one, from the beginning. Remember when Strzok texted that his work on the Russia collusion investigation, remember it was an insurance policy? Well, he couldn't really explain any of that away. The excuses were beyond weak and pathetic. Obviously, he had incentive to take down Trump at all costs. Remember, Hillary should win 100 million to 0. When Robert Mueller appointed him as a lead investigator in a special counsel probe, was he ever asked about his obvious political bias? No. According to Strzok's testimony, never. Mueller didn't care, didn't inquire about the known political bias, an investigation into a political campaign. That's probably why I've been warning everybody about Mueller. And he hired, of course, Hillary Clinton's former Clinton Foundation attorney, Jeannie Ray, or the fact that Andrew Weissman actually attended Hillary Clinton's election night party. That never happened. But breaking tonight, in a sign that we are nearing the end of the witch hunt, Andrew Weissman is now stepping away from Team Mueller. Maybe time to investigate him. I guess he's not happy that the witch hunt is going to come up short of their goal.